Yo, what's up? I'm Jay Sean and you're watching Gigslutz TV.
I dropped a tear in the ocean when they find it. That's when I'll stop loving you.
We're here with Gigslutz TV and we are speaking to the man, Jay Sean.
Yes.
Yes, how's it going today, my friend?
All good, man.
Well, the reason we're here is to discuss this lovely album here, the Mistress 2.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about how you came up with the concept for the Mistress 2 and sort of the ideas behind it.
Right. So the Mistress 2 obviously is a sequel to the first Mistress, which I actually wrote while I was writing my last album with Cash Money, the album called Neon. I just have a huge love for R&B music. I've always been an R&B boy, but I found myself writing so much pop music that there was something unfulfilled inside me. You know what I mean? I had like all these ideas and these amazing songs and these beautiful lyrics and melodies that I couldn't put on Neon, and I was like, man, I'm just gonna do it on the side. And I had an idea for a concept album whereby each song could tell the story of the film. So this, of course, is the story of adultery, and it's a story of a guy who's in a relationship, who's messing around with a bird, and in the beginning everything's all fun and exciting, and it's like, this is risky and dangerous, and it makes him feel alive. But then there's the guilt, the lies, the cover-ups, blah, 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 blah. So that allows me to write across a whole broad, to cover a whole spectrum of different themes. And then I made the sequel.
For me, what's interesting is that obviously you launched your career as an independent artist. You then signed to a label, you moved to the US after that, and you're releasing this independently again.
Yeah,
so it's
exactly.
almost like you've gone full circle.
Absolutely, 100%. You know, it is like deja vu again. It's the second label I've walked away from. But for the same reason, because artistic integrity was always at the forefront for me. You see, I never wanted to be famous for the sake of being famous. Any idiot can get famous for anything. You just run naked across the flipping football field when, you know, Man U were playing Liverpool and you're going to get in the papers. Of course. Is that why you want to be famous though? Do you know what I mean? So for me, I wanted to be recognized for something great. Just to be brilliant at something, to be just so good at something that people go, you know what, he deserves that level of, because everyone's trying to get there. Everyone's trying to be you know, there's tons of talented musicians, singers, whatever, producers. They want to be up there, but why do I deserve this place? You understand? So I've always tried to work my hardest and keep my integrity intact. And when I feel like it's coming to a point where that's not going to happen for me, or it's getting dangerous that I might lose some integrity, especially musical, I walk away.
Yeah, and it seems that more and more artists these days are going down that path of releasing stuff independently, especially in the UK with artists like Gigslutz.
Yeah, of course.
And people like that. You know, everyone's releasing stuff independently.
Absolutely.
And they're having success through it.
Absolutely.
As well.
And they do what they want. And the thing is that you can't fool the fans, because the fans, they know everything. They know when something is sugar-coated and they would know when it's raw. They know when they're being fed something that is aimed at the charts, and they know when they're getting hold of something that, oh wow, this is literally what the artist wanted to do, and you can tell he had no one else in his ear talking. They love that shit, and that for me, I love that shit. You know what I mean? Like when if I'm a fan of an artist, you know, if suddenly tomorrow Jay-Z switched up his whole style and just thought, you know what, everyone's jumping on these ratchet beats, maybe I should do like a song like Juicy J's, and I'd be like, why? Oh no, Jay-Z, don't do that, please, because I come to you for this. This is why I listen to you. I can listen to Juicy J for that.
Have you got a track that you feel either best represents you as an artist or is your favourite Jay Sean track?
I think most people would say Ride It. I think people would say that, okay, that is classic Jay Sean.
Classic Jay Sean.
You know what I mean? And that's really nice for me to be able to have something that I can refer to as like a reference point of going, Jay, don't drift too far off of this stuff, because that's you at your very essence. Tears in the Ocean is a nod to that. The song has a vibe which I think puts you immediately into that same zone as Ride It, except it's not necessarily a sexual song like Ride It was, but it has the mood of that. And Tears in the Ocean, for me, the reason I dropped that is because I wanted to remind people that, don't worry, I didn't forget. I did not forget what I do best. Let me give you what I do best, you know what I mean? And then not only that, but it's there to kind of, as a lead single off the Mistress, to let you know that if you like this, you're gonna love this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, the first time they sort of caught sight of you was on Eyes on You.
Yes.
How do you feel you've developed as an artist
Oh, a
since
lot, man.
those days?
As a vocalist, I know I've come on leaps and bounds because I listen to the vocals on Eyes on You and Dance With You, and I'm like, oh my God.
Really?
Like, honestly, I swear to you.
It's such a good track.
A great song, but vocally, I know because I mean, think about it, like for 10, 11, 12 years, I've been not only touring around the whole world, live performances, recording hundreds of songs, maybe 1,000 songs since then. You really get to know your voice and how to use it as an instrument. As an artist, for sure, like I said, I've tried so many different things that I just know at my core what I do and what I love and what I do best. And that's what I wanted to give my people with this. And that's why, in essence, this is why I'm actually giving it away for free.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I remember the early days when my good friend Ria, shout out Ria, put me onto your stuff.
Right.
And you know, I thought this guy is really going to go far, and
wicked, man.
You've really
Thank
gone
you, brother.
far. It's interesting you talk about recording loads of tracks. I interviewed Emerson Windy,
Right, okay.
over in the US yesterday,
Right.
and he was saying that he'd done a couple of tracks with you. He sent me some of the
Right.
sort of unreleased stuff that he'd
Right.
done. Sounding really great.
Emerson.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, right, yeah.
So-
So like, you know, you do so many demos. So many, it's not every one of them gets heard. Nowadays, a lot of the stuff leaks on the internet. I mean, I've got some songs that I actually love so much that I'm like, oh man, I wish this was on an album.
Yeah, it needs
but
to
it's
be out.
not, you know. I mean, like, I'm gonna just let you know right now. Why Cry? Go check out a song that I did called Why Cry. Just look it up on the internet.
Yeah.
It's a deep song. I wrote it about a kid
Yeah.
who needed his father figure in his life, and he wasn't around. So. And I'm looking at it going, and I'm thinking, there's so many people who, if I said that was a Jay Sean song, they would never think I would write about something like that, because either my songs are either about sex or like fun, having parties and this, that, and the other. And it would be a nice opportunity for people to listen to that. So check out Why Cry. So that, you know, there's some songs like that. We do tons of stuff.
Who would you say is your favourite artist that you've ever worked with across 10
For
years?
for different reasons, I have different people.
Yeah.
Sean Paul, because he's probably my closest in terms of as a mate.
Okay.
You know, I talk to him quite regularly, and super down to earth, wicked guy, fun to hang out with and have parties with and stuff. So he's wicked. Names wise, of course, I think Nicki Minaj is up there as one of the biggest. Yeah. You know, and Wayne and those guys. But Mary J. Blige, oh man, just like as a compliment, I guess, but that she wanted me on her song. I couldn't imagine a bigger compliment, like the Queen of R&B legend saying, Jay Sean, I want you to feature on my song, which is a really nice thing, you know. And even with the UK lot, there was tons of people that, you know, I used to grow up, I was inspired by Craig, you know what I mean? Craig David was, for me, he made people like me believe it was possible to do it, because like UK pop R&B wasn't really happening until Craig popped off, you know? Yeah. So to do a track with him, I did a song with him called Stuck in the Middle, and then of course, you know, BBK and Skepta and those boys, did songs with them. So it's just been fun, like a real broad spectrum of different artists.
Whilst you were in the US, were you sort of keeping tabs on the UK scene? And
Man, not as much as I would like to.
Okay.
My brother's the one who's like telling me all these people. Like, of course I know Gets and all them boys. Yeah. But like, I know there's these new boys who are just like popping up everywhere. And you know, for me, I'm excited to get to hear their music.
What can we expect to see from you in 2015?
Of course, yeah. It's going to be busy, man. The Mistress 2, and then of course I'm going to go and write the next album. Yeah. I'm going to put this show on the road. You know, I'll put the Mistress. I think I want to do the Mistress tour, like the actual series, where I do just a concert and it's only songs from the Mistress 1 and 2. So you're not even going to hear my singles. Yeah. You won't hear Down Do You Remember 20, none of that. Okay. And intentionally, because it's almost like, for me, like I said, it's a passion project, and I want everyone in that room to be as passionate about it as me. And then I've also delved into management. Okay. So I'm co-managing the Janoskians, who are a group from Australia, big teen pop sensation. Really? So I co-manage them, and I also am pushing forward a new act. As a guy called Rajiv Dal, an Indian guy in America. So me being Indian, I know how hard it is making it in this scene. Like, I'm one of a handful of Indian people or Asian people in the mainstream music. It's beyond difficult for us. Yeah. You know, when you're that much of a minority, you are up against a lot more obstacles. And I wanted to be able to bring someone else through. So I found this guy, and you know, I'm going to be pushing him through. He's already huge on social media. Like, he has over a million followers on just Vine alone. Like, girls, my cousins freaked out when I did a little 6 second Vine with him. My own cousins don't give a shit that I'm their cousin. They were like, "How do you know Rajiv?" And I was like, "Well, clearly I'm onto something here." Yeah. Oh, gotta let you know, of course, when you can get this thing. So it's out next week. It's out. Yeah, it's out next week. Yep. So it's out on November the 18th.
Okay.
November the 18th. The Mistress 2. It's very simple how you get it. There's one website. That's it. No iTunes, no nothing. No Googling anything. Brilliant. You go to the mistressTapes.com. Plus, I dropped my second music video from the Mistress on the same day.
Brilliant. Well, wicked. I've been Matt Tarr, Jay Sean, Gigslutz TV.
Respect.